Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all our viewers online in MMU Live and also Facebook Live. Thank you for joining us today for the Real Electrical and Electronics Engineering webinar series organized by the Faculty of Engineering, Multimedia University, Cyberjaya. My name is Katrina and today I will be your moderator for this webinar. I am a lecturer in Faculty of Engineering, Multimedia University. Please stay tuned with us until the end of the webinar to get your e-certificate by filling in the attendance form. So let us start our webinar for today. We are very honored today to have Dr. Yu Poh Leng from NXP Semiconductors Malaysia. Okay, Dr. Yu will be giving a webinar entitled Advanced Semiconductor Packaging Architect the Autonomous Car. Before we start, let me give a short introduction on Dr. Yu. Dr. Yu Poh Leng has been with Motorola, Freescale, NXP Semiconductors Malaysia for 24 years and has been very actively involved in the development and introduction of new technology and new product in internal and external factories. She currently leads a team of engineers and site managers who drive all NPI development of NXP products with various OSATs around the globe. Dr. Yu has published 65 technical papers and 4 journals externally and owns 23 filed and 11 issued patents. She is recognized as one of the notable inventors in NXP. And we are very honored today to have Dr. Yu as our speaker for this webinar. Dr. Yu is also the Vice Chair of IEEE EPS for Malaysia chapter from year 2021 to 2022. Okay, so let us begin our webinar today by going over to Dr. Yu Poh Leng, who is currently the Director of External Package Innovation from NXP Semiconductors Malaysia. Dr. Yu.
Hi everyone, good morning. I'm Dr. Yu from NXP Semiconductor. I'm also the Vice Chairman of IEEE Electronics Packaging Society, Malaysia. So allow me to give an introduction about NXP. I will share a few slides. So who is NXP? We are a semiconductor company, right? NXP represents the name NXP. Actually, the meaning is new experience. So we are a Holland company or Netherlands company. Yeah. We are a global semiconductor company. Our aim is to create solutions that enable secure connections and infrastructure for a smarter world. So we focus on research, development, and innovation in its target markets, and these are all our target markets. Okay, so to give you a better view of our target markets, we have products for automotive, which enables the car makers to develop smarter solutions for complex autonomy, connectivity, and electrification challenges. We have products for industrial, which reduces wasted time, money, and effort by helping business run more efficiently. We also have products for mobile, giving wearable and mobile devices easier access to the services that make modern life more convenient without compromising security and safety, and so on. Smart home, smart city, communication infrastructure, right? So we have about 60 years of combined experience and expertise. We operate in more than 30 countries worldwide, approximately 29,000 employees. Our headquarters is in Netherlands, Eindhoven. So this is just a bit more about our company. So in 2020, revenue was 8.61 billion, but actually in 2021, revenue shoot to 11 billion. And this year, we are targeting more than that. So we have about 11,000 engineers today across different continents worldwide. In 2021, we also become one of the world's, we enter into S&P 500 index. So this is a great milestone to NXP. So this is about our company. So I'll pass the time back to Katrina.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yu. So I think we will start our webinar today with the topic Advanced Semiconductor Packaging, Architect the Autonomous Car. So autonomous car is actually a self-driving car. Okay, so let me start the session by asking Dr. Yu. Firstly, how do you see the future of autonomous driving? Yeah, it has been a hype for quite some time, but I don't think it's available yet in Malaysia. Yeah, so in terms of implementation, it seems to be a bit slow. So what is the future actually of autonomous driving?
Yeah, so before I start, I would like to just explain a bit why we need autonomous driving. So today, one of the key issues in human world is traffic fatalities. Yeah, people are dying because of accidents. So worldwide, there is this effort called Vision Zero that started many years ago to improve this situation. So automotive players like NXP, we believe that we have the power to prevent traffic collisions and improve human safety through autonomous driving. So the key motivation for autonomous cars is to have a better sensors than the human driver through the automation of driving decisions. So ultimately, we want to make better decision and achieving fewer death, which is also in line with the aim for Vision Zero. So NXP is committed to accelerate the road to Vision Zero through comprehensive system solutions with safety and security built in that supports autonomous driving. So in this area, NXP demonstrated world leadership in the advanced driver's assistance solutions and radar, powertrain control solutions, and secure car access. So today, autonomous driving has already achieved a level 3. So later I will show you a couple of slides what I mean by each level. So today we are at level 3. We are moving towards level 4, but that has a lot of challenges because it requires a significantly higher compute capacity as implied by the automotive safety integrity level D system. Yeah. So that's the key challenge today. So some analysts say that it could be until 2030 or even all the way to 2040 to achieve full autonomy. Okay, let me show you a slide about what I mean by level 3.
Okay.
Okay, this slide shows to you the products that NXP has in the car. We have products for car infotainment, body comfort and networking, powertrain and chassis, secure car access, advanced driver assistance solution, and safety. And all this will support the autonomous driving. Okay, so Autonomous driving, this is the classification, level 1 all the way to level 5. Actually, there's one more level which is called level 0. Level 0 means zero. There's no autonomous at all. But from level 1 onwards, we can start to see the car will slowly take over the function of a driver. So from level 1, you can see that vehicle is either able to control of steering or control of vehicle speed. But as we go, we see that vehicle is controlling more and able to control even the control of complete vehicle, then also responsible for safe operation and so on. At the end, is fully autonomous under all driving modes. Human driver not expected to respond to requests to intervene. So this is where we want to head to, which is possibly in 2030, if not all the way to 2040. Now, today we are here. Level 3, the Audi A8 is the very first vehicle that has hit level 3.
Oh, how about the normal cars in the road now? Are they
Normal
still
cars
level?
in the road today, some cars actually already can be at level 2, some level 1, some is totally zero.
Oh, okay.
So,
So,
but more advanced car today, we already hit level 3, but generally other cars are just at level 1 or 2, or maybe
so
nothing.
oh, in
Yeah, you
Malaysia,
can
maybe
see.
just level 2, Malaysia.
Actually, the latest Audi A8, we
Uh-huh.
can also buy it here.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's this in this mode.
Level 3.
Yes, and you can see that level 1 is you have adaptive cruise control. So most cars
Yes,
we already
most cars
have,
have
and
that. Yeah.
automatic braking and
Mm-hmm.
lane keeping. Yeah, so this is part of level 1. Then if it's at level 2, you have partial automated parking, traffic jam assistance, emergency brake with
Mm-hmm.
steer. Yeah, then in level 3, you have highway chauffeur, self parking, human driver can regain control. If we look at the Tesla cars also, right, you can
Mm-hmm.
see that,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
yeah, there are videos showing that the Tesla car, the driver is standing quite far away from the car. They can call the car to
Oh,
come to them, right? So
mm-hmm.
quite interesting.
Yeah, I think even in overseas now, they can actually rent all these self-driving cars, right? Like Tesla and so on to
Yes,
try to experience the self-driving car.
that's
Okay.
true. Actually, we can also test drive Tesla car today in Malaysia. Yeah,
In
that's good.
Malaysia, also can.
Yes, we can. We can. Yeah,
Ah,
Tesla. Um, they call it the Tesla Type 3 or Level 3. Yeah, I already have seen it on the road in Malaysia. Yeah, the other day I saw one.
oh,
It's very
oh,
nice. Yeah. Yeah. That car, you can actually monitor where your car is on your phone. Yeah. And let's say your family member is driving your car
uh-huh.
now somewhere, you can actually see it on your phone and how fast your car is driving, whether all the wheels are functioning. And if the
Oh,
car is turning, you can see it on your phone, on the
oh,
screen.
no.
Yeah, it's very advanced right now. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and you can. I think that car costs close to about 500,000.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I
interesting. It's
think,
already
yeah,
almost here.
yeah,
Yes,
very interesting. Earlier you mentioned that for self-driving cars, a lot of sensors are needed. Is it?
yes. A
So
lot of sensors,
sensors.
radar product. Radar means it can sense short range, middle range, long range. Yeah. Then have the power management because, okay, the things is like this. The car will have to sense first, right? Sense what is
Okay.
coming, and then it has to act on it, right? Process first. After
Mm-hmm.
sensing, process. So that is a microprocessor. A lot of microprocessor in the car. Process it and say, okay, what is this item? Is it a human? Is it something that I need to brake the car?
Mm-hmm.
Then after processing, it has to act on it. Then the the advanced analog product come in, power management, lighting, braking, all that, yeah, to stop the car or to do certain decision for the car.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
How
this,
does yeah, yeah, sorry, yeah, you can continue.
yeah. So
Uh,
basically, this is the few levels that
uh,
we are looking at, and we really hope that soon it will go to level 5.
okay, so how does artificial intelligence actually fit into the implementation of this autonomous driving? Is it just sensors or with artificial intelligence as well?
Okay, autonomous car is actually basically running based on artificial intelligence system.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So this artificial intelligence we call AI, this AI system helps the autonomous car see and sense the world. Yeah. It also steer clear of every hazard that might come their way. And this AI is used to simulate also the real world condition when the car maker make this autonomous car, they use AI to simulate the real world condition to safety test the autonomous vehicle. So there is this algorithm for the AI, and this algorithm is very, very key. The AI algorithm has to be as accurate as possible. So they have to gather a lot of data to make that database and make this algorithm secure and stable. Yeah.
Mhm,
So the main challenge is how to guarantee all this AI system in the autonomous car, make sure that it is safe before we deploy in the places where human lives are at stake. Yeah. So making autonomous car is a huge responsibility. So
yes.
for the semiconductor maker like us, also
Mhm,
for car maker like Audi, like Tesla, or even
mhm.
BMW and all and so on. Yeah.
So, as an electronic engineer, also plays an important role, is it? With,
Exactly. So electronic engineer, it, they are working at the forefront of technology innovation. Yeah, they contribute to the design, the development, the testing, and manufacturing processes of the new generations of devices and equipment. So electronic engineer actually leverages AI to build and optimize systems and also provide AI technology with new data inputs for interpretation. For example, the electronic engineer, they build systems of connected sensors and cameras that ensure an autonomous vehicle AI can see the environment. So they must also ensure that the information is communicated from these onboard sensors at the lightning speed. So the speed is very, very key. And there's no delay or minimum delay, yeah, because any delay in processing could result in a severe accident. So that's why we need very huge compute power. So to reach level 4, as I mentioned just now, it
mhm,
requires a lot more compute power. That is where all the development is needed. So we need more engineers
mhm,
to work on it, right? To put all the brains together, because engineers are the ones that uses this AI to automatically flag errors or performance degradation so that engineers can fix problems sooner and also enable operational efficiency and growth. So all in all, engineers play a very important role and working together to make AI more successful. So it's very, very challenging, but very, very exciting also. And also, of course, it comes with definitely comes with a good reward.
yes. So, I guess we can say that electronic engineers actually play a very significant role in advancing the autonomous driving, right? Because of
Yes.
all the electronics involved, the artificial intelligence involved, the integration of all the sensors. Yeah. Actually, I'm quite curious to go to
Mhm.
level 5, right? The cars, does it need to be connected to the internet, or is it just involving electronics and AI?
Yes. Also, yes, it will have to, because it is huge. You need a lot of memory, right? So it
Yeah.
will. it will drive to the cloud. And
Uh-huh.
actually, autonomous car in future, it will all the software it will be over the air. The upgrading is over the air. Like let's say we have the latest software, you can
Mm-hmm.
actually put it into the cloud, and cloud will talk to the car, and car software can be upgraded. So they call it over the air, OTA. Yeah, so it's very interesting. Yes, it definitely relies on cloud
Uh-huh.
computing. Yeah, you work together hand in hand.
How about if the area, sometimes some rural areas, there's no internet connectivity or mountain terrain and so on. So what's going to happen if suddenly you
Okay.
have low connection of internet? What will happen to the car?
Okay, so during those times, yeah, this kind of over the air upgrading cannot happen. So it will have to, but the car definitely can function by itself. So
Okay,
the car
function by
is
itself.
built to function by itself. So it will have to rely on the memory within the car. So that's why a lot of advanced autonomous car, you can see the capacity, yeah, the memory capacity built into the car is tremendous, yeah, tremendous. So that's why we need advanced chip. So
Mm-hmm.
it's that in NXP, the chips that we produce is more and more advanced, faster and faster processing time, then also able to drive more performance of the car and safer also. Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't mean that it must be connected to the internet all the time, lah, eh?
Ah,
Even
yes. Doesn't mean
uh,
it has to be connected all the time. Yes, right.
okay. So let's talk more about the role of electronic engineers, yeah, in terms of these autonomous driving industries. So as an electronic engineer, yeah, what are the additional skills that is required for electronic engineers to be part of the autonomous driving industries? Because this is something like in the future technology, maybe there are some engineers who are interested to work in the autonomous driving industries. So what are the skills that they should have, additional skills?
So apart from basic engineering knowledge that we learn in school, yeah, the role that electronic engineers can play, I'm talking about more of supporting autonomous driving from semiconductor point of view, because I come from semiconductor industry. So in semiconductor industry, we need engineers first of all to design, to develop, to qualify and launch new semiconductor component to be used in autonomous cars. So these products are like sensors, microcontroller, microprocessor, radar, power management, battery management, lighting system management, braking system management, and so on. So all this can be designed by engineer. So you can be either a design engineer or an assembly process engineer or a test engineer. Because first of all, this semiconductor, you need to design the chip. After that, you need to assemble the chip, means make the chip, manufacture the chip. So we become the assembly process engineer. After making the chip, you need to test the chip. So you can also become a test engineer. So electronic engineer is very versatile. You can either be a design or an assembly or a test engineer. So for design engineer, you need to learn some software, example like Cadence. Cadence is the most widely used and most professional software for IC layout designing. There are also many other tools like Mentor graphic tool, Tanner, open source tool like Glade, and Electric. Electric also is the name of an open source tool. Then if you want to be an assembly engineer, assembly process engineer, you need to learn semiconductor assembly processes, learn about semiconductor equipment and material, statistical knowledge, how to make sure your process is robust using statistical DOE, RSM, those kind of tools. Then test engineer, you need to know the test process, test equipment, test material knowledge, and also statistical knowledge as well. So other than design, develop, qualify, launch new product, can also develop software. You can also become like a software engineer, right? So learn about software and AI algorithms. So developing software solution and AI algorithms that links and enables all systems to function seamlessly in the car, right? So AI programming languages that are supported by robust machine learning and deep learning, example Python, Java, Julia, Haskell, LISP, R programming, Prolog, Scala, C++, and so on. I remember my time I did learn some C++ during in school, but those are long time ago, right? But of course, today the most robust and most widely used is Python. Yeah, so
Python, yeah.
yes, Python. So
Okay,
I suggest student can learn up this software.
Python language.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems that for autonomous driving industries, a wide range of electronic engineers are involved, right? From design to develop to test, and also software engineering as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and one more thing is the
Mm,
hardware. You can also become a hardware engineer where you design the car, okay, or the hardware inside the car, or you design the battery system, or you design the wiring system. Wiring is very key right now because now the car acts like seamlessly, everything must link up so well,
mm,
all must talk to each other. So wiring system is very key. You can also do that. And the software tools example, you can to design the hardware, right? The
mm,
tools that we use is AutoCAD, SolidWorks,
mhm.
PCB web, and so on. So these are all the tools that you can learn up. Yeah, AutoCAD actually, as an engineer, AutoCAD is very basic. Like all of us should know. Yeah, but
Mhm.
on top of that, you should also learn uh, another level like SolidWorks. SolidWorks is also very widely used for hardware design.
Okay. So all these other software as well can be used to for hardware design as well.
Yes.
So a lot of people actually, maybe students who just finished their SPM and they want to decide what degree they want to take, yeah, and they might think that engineering is it like a difficult field, yeah. So what is actually the best way that we can say to actually convince students, yeah, I mean that engineering is actually very important. It's an important field, especially electronic engineers, like what we mentioned just now, especially in the advancement of autonomous driving in the future. Yeah, so although they can be a wide range of electronic engineers, yeah, but how can we actually convince them that engineering is important for the advancements of autonomous driving in the future?
So autonomous driving is definitely growing. Yeah, is
Mhm.
is really shaping the world. Yeah. So this
Is
is
it something like it will be in the future? All
definitely it
cars.
will be there. Definitely will be there. It's just how soon it's coming. Yeah. So the world is moving towards right now you can see electrification first, right? And certain level of autonomous driving, like I mentioned,
Yeah,
level
yeah, yeah,
3.
level one.
Yeah. So electrification is this next 5 years with until like level 3, okay, autonomous driving level 3. Then after that, level 4, level 5 is going to come. Definitely, it's going to be, if not 3 years, in 3 years' time, or then if not, maybe 5 years' time. So this is what we are seeing. It's coming faster and faster, especially with this very amazing guy like Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
So I still remember like 9 years ago when he first started Tesla, everyone was thinking, he doesn't even know about making car, but he's talking about a very revolutionary dream, right? So, but he make it work. He make it happen today. So it's something that it's really coming faster and faster. So
Faster.
it's growing, it's coming. So this is There's no better time to be an engineer than now.
Okay.
So, yeah, all of you who are listening, take up this challenge. The engineer is really a very fulfilling job because you make the world safer, you make the world better and more secure. And all your effort, really, you can see it. Yeah. As like we make chips, right? We can
Mhm.
really know, okay, we see this chip functioning, helping the car function in certain way. So you feel very proud of your effort. And of course, later I can also share a bit with you about yeah, the salary, how much you can gain. So it's really fulfilling. And of course, if you say challenging, actually there's no easy job in this world, right? Every
Yeah,
field
yeah.
has its own challenges. Yes, every
Yeah.
field has its own challenges. But the key is to be passionate in what you do. Yeah. And being passionate surely will make you successful. Passionate means wholeheartedly. In everything you do it wholeheartedly. Learn the knowledge also wholeheartedly. As you learn, you definitely will be able to overcome challenges. So there's nothing too difficult that cannot be solved. Yeah, as an engineer, 20 over years, I have come to learn that every time we see challenges, we are happy. Why? Because it's an opportunity for us to learn, and then we again create breakthrough solution. Mistake will be made, but of course, there also is a learning opportunity. So I must say, engineer is a very fulfilling job. Okay, and there's no better time to be an engineer than now.
Mhm.
So I
Yes.
have just a couple of slides to share with you how
Okay.
this automotive mega trend is driving autonomous,
Okay.
yeah, the safe and secure mobility. So allow me just to share two slides. Okay, so as you can see, just now we talk about level 2, level 3, level 4, 5, right? For the autonomous driving. Okay, so you can see that the content in the car, semiconductor content. So this is the value, semiconductor value in the car.
Okay.
It may be just small, 100 USD, but actually the content, the number of the chip is there and is increasing from level to level, is increasing,
Mm.
right? So, and then also electrification, the semiconductor content in the car is also increasing. Hybrid car has about $350 USD, fully electric. Then for connectivity, there's also 5G, 4G, e-cockpit. Yeah, all these work together hand in hand. Yeah, for a secure mobility. Okay, so this you can see that this value will double through the next 10 years. And this is the different level in the car,
Mhm.
level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you see the semiconductor content is increasing.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. So these are all the content we talk about. We need radar, we need camera, long distance camera, stereo camera, LiDAR, and so on. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really growing. So this is
Yeah.
a very exciting time because now is where we need more engineers, all put all the brain together to help us go to the next level and go to next level even faster.
Okay. So to all our viewers there, yeah. So it's a very in demand field now, especially for the advancement of autonomous driving. So at level 5, the autonomous car will be fully electric, is it? No longer relying on petrol and
Yes, most likely is fully electric because even at level 3, we are talking about some already in electric. Yeah,
Mhm.
as the next 5 years, the car maker is going to make focus more into electrification, means fully electric first, then move on to level 4 and level 5 in the electric car. So that is the trend today.
Okay. So I think just now Dr. Yu already mentioned that especially now in the autonomous driving industries, the demand is quite high now, right, for electronic engineers.
Yes, definitely. Demand is high.
Mm. So would it be worth if someone were to take the electronic engineering, especially looking at the salary that they will be getting in the future? Yeah, if we talk about salary as an electronic engineer.
Okay, salary, we look at what we have today. Minimum as an engineer in Malaysia, you can get, it actually varies from company to company. Minimum 3.2K all the way to 5.4K. So this is what
Mm-hmm.
we see today in Malaysia. But if you are more adventurous, you want to go to say Singapore, yeah, Singapore we also see minimum at 3K to 4.5K Sing dollar. These are all starting pay. Yeah? For you, if you want to be even more adventurous, you want to go to Taiwan or Korea, minimum is already at least 2K plus USD. Yeah? So it's a very high demand. In fact, today, this hiring of electronic engineers in Malaysia itself is also a lot of opportunity. Because
Mm-hmm.
why? Because we have semiconductor shortage since 2019, right? Because of the pandemic, many
Mm-hmm.
companies are now expanding their capacity and hiring engineers like never before. Right?
Oh,
NXP, yes,
okay.
NXP last year, this year, we hire at least 10%. We increase at least 10% of our engineering workforce. Can you imagine? This time I show you we have 11,000
Yeah, yeah,
engineers,
yeah, yeah.
10%, yeah, at least 10% of that. And Infineon also has
Mm-hmm.
many hiring program.
Mm-hmm.
Infineon is in Malacca. So
Okay.
they have like this year they have the 2022 engineering booster program. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so they are looking for degree or master in electronics or electronics, electrical or mechanical or mechatronics, chemical. Yeah, so these are all the engineers they look for, but they need CGPA 3.0 and above,
Mm-hmm.
high passion for process and equipment engineering. So these are all their criteria, right? Good interpersonal skills, written and verbal communication skill, and good team player. Fresh grad is fine, or graduates with just 1 year experience also fine. Yeah. So as fresh grad already you have a lot of opportunity. So NXP, Infineon, Intel are all expanding, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
really want to encourage engineers and electronic engineers to apply to semiconductor companies, because this is due to today there is obvious fact that semiconductor industry is thriving. Thriving means growing, yeah,
Yes.
and therefore we require more workforce to meet the rising demand. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
it's interesting that you say just now because of the pandemic, actually more companies are hiring engineers, electronic engineers.
Yes, definitely. Engineer is in shortage. Can you imagine many years ago? Many years ago, we said, oh, it's
uh,
overflowing engineer, right? But
uh,
today, engineer in shortage. And
oh, today now, eh?
yes, and I was trying to hire engineer in China, so I have a huge team. I manage new product development in factories all over the world. We have about 14 factories all over the world, and I have engineers in different countries. So I was trying to hire engineer in China. It took me a lot of effort because why? China, even China, such a huge population, right?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Engineer in shortage. Can you imagine?
China also in
In
shortage.
shortage, and I have to pay a very high price to hire one engineer.
Uh,
So
uh,
very high price. You cannot imagine. In Asia right now, the highest pay engineer is in China, Shanghai.
ah,
Very
okay.
high pay, very high pay. But
Very high pay in China.
yes, but no choice because we need engineers. So we will pay and hire them, yeah, to do the job that we need.
Okay. So even in Malaysia also, right, the trend for hiring electronic engineers is very highly in demand, right? Electronic
Yes,
engineers.
yes, highly in demand. So our factory was trying to hire some engineer around Selangor region, we couldn't find, so we have to find someone from northern side. Yeah. So
Ah, for the
yes.
Penang.
So then eventually, yes, we managed to hire from the northern side.
Ah,
So a
okay.
lot of
So,
opportunity, definitely a lot of opportunity. So allow me share a few slides with you about
okay.
the investment that some companies are doing today, and how wide is Malaysia market for engineers. Yeah. So this is very interesting. So I would like the engineers to see your opportunity in Malaysia.
So for all the SPM reviewers, yeah, viewers who are still considering whether or not to take engineering, so I hope this can convince you to take engineering. Yeah,
Yes.
seeing
Yeah.
how in demand it is, and what is there's a lot of opportunities, yeah,
Yes,
for
exactly.
engineering.
So look at Infineon themselves are investing euro 2 billion in Malaysia to make a power semiconductor fab. Okay, so they are making it in Kulim, Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
So you, if you you are from northern side, you can, easily just apply for it, join them. Intel, you look at Intel, they put in 7 billion USD in Penang
Ah,
investment.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so there's another one. So if you are in northern side, you can also consider Intel. NXP, I don't have a slide here, but we are also building new building within our existing premise. We have
Uh-huh.
already planned out to build the new building and have expansion. Yeah, unfortunately, we never do a press conference, so I don't have something to show here. So these are all from the press. Yeah. And okay, I can also share with you today in Malaysia, we have
Mhm.
full range of companies that support the entire
Ah,
semiconductor value
okay.
chain. Can you
Mm,
imagine? Yes, we have full
yes.
range of these
Mm,
value chain companies, right? We have
uh,
semiconductor design houses, example,
uh-huh.
Star. We have
Yes.
wafer fabrication factories, Silterra. We have wafer level packaging factories like Unisem in Ipoh. We have advanced semiconductor packaging and testing factories like NXP, Texas Instrument, Infineon, Intel, Agilent Technologies. We have
Mm-hmm.
semiconductor materials manufacturing factories. We have Mitsui Leadframe, Showa Denko, or we call Hitachi, Mo Compound, Nito Mo Compound, semiconductor equipments and manufacturing factories like Besi. Besi is in Selangor.
Okay.
Automated test equipment manufacturers like Vitrox, Pentamaster, Great Tech Technology, Technovation in Penang, Emulus, and so on. Yeah, so many. So actually, you can join any of these company. They are all hiring.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a
So,
lot of opportunity. Not necessary you join NXP or Texas and all that. You have other options because these are all the supply chain and value chain that link together. One support each other. Yeah,
yes, and these are all in Malaysia, right? All
all
these
in
companies are
Malaysia.
in
These are
Malaysia.
all in Malaysia.
Yeah.
So
So,
a lot of
yeah,
opportunities.
a lot of
Yes.
opportunities, yeah, for electronic engineers. So, maybe let's go to the last question for our webinar today.
And
Okay. Apart,
before that, sorry,
yeah, it's
Katrina, I
okay.
just want to
Yeah.
show the engineers today. Today,
Uh,
all this semiconductor industry in Malaysia, we are at 50 years. We celebrate 50-year
okay.
anniversary. So
Oh,
this year is a
congratulations.
very meaningful year. Yes,
Ah,
Malaysia has reached 50 years strong of
oh, okay.
all the companies, right? Like Infineon and XP, because all of us started at almost the same time in 1972. Yeah.
Ah,
So yeah, so this is a very meaningful year. So if this year is the year you start your journey as an engineer, remember
yes.
this year, and then you will make Malaysia even more successful.
Ah, okay. So this Silicon Malaysia is like a collaboration, is it, between all the companies?
And so this is just to show Malaysia have so many factories or companies that
Or
support.
involved in the
Yeah, the support.
semiconductor industry. Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Okay. So the last question,
Mm.
apart from the normal degrees, yeah, electronic engineering degrees, is there any other extra certification programs that is required for engineers to be part of the autonomous driving industries?
Okay. Very good question. So I would like to share back my screen. Okay, so this is what I would like to emphasize. Apart from all those just now, what I mentioned, the softwares and hardware, all that, right? So we also need engineers who have good understanding of semiconductor supply chain. Means you should also understand the front end, the back end processes, and all the needs. Front end means making wafer. Okay, back
Mm-hmm.
end means the assembly house, the manufacturing houses, the test house. Yeah, so we should understand this whole supply chain and also have a good statistical knowledge like design of experiment, response surface methodology. DMAC is the tool that help us improve the process. It stands for define, measure, analyze, improve, control. Yeah. So these are all statistical tools that engineers should know. AI knowledge, like machine learning, deep learning, simulation knowledge such as mechanical simulation, electrical simulation, thermal, and so on. Program management skill such as how to manage a project effectively. Leadership skill, like how to lead a team confidently. Public speaking and public presentation skill, like how to share your ideas convincingly. Be a team player is very key, able to work well in a team, not a solo player. So industry now really emphasize on teamwork. Yeah? So team player is key, able to receive and follow instruction from a leader, able to go the extra mile, able to provide constructive ideas and bring solution to the table to help the team succeed. Creative and positive thinking, very key.
Mm-hmm.
Able to
Mm-hmm.
think out of the box, able to provide new and more efficient ways of doing a certain task. Never take no as an answer until all means have been exhausted. Yeah. So these are all the items that's needed lah, to
Yeah.
make a good engineer.
Yes, never take no as an answer means that, you know, if you have a problem, we try to solve until we find the solution to any engineering problems. Okay. So I
Yes.
think the time is almost up. I think it's a very interesting webinar today with Dr. Yu. Yeah, we are very honored to have you, Dr. Yu, for our webinar today. And I
You're
myself
welcome.
also learned a lot about the autonomous car industry, a lot of interesting things. So I think thank you so much, Dr. Yu, for coming to talk about this advanced
Katrina,
semiconductor packaging. Yes.
yes. Can you allow me to share two slides about EPS, Electronics Packaging Society?
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
Okay,
okay, you
yeah,
can.
just a
Yeah, yeah.
very quick one, yeah, just to
All right.
introduce the students that
Yes.
in Malaysia we have this IEEE Electronics Packaging Society, and
Okay.
these are our key activities. We have the conference every 2 years. We do International
Mm-hmm.
Electronics Manufacturing Technology Conference. So
Okay.
this year is in Putrajaya in
Mm-hmm.
October. So we want to encourage students to join.
Okay.
So the registration fee is very cheap. Just I remember just I think a couple of hundred, something like that. So and then we have short courses, keynote speaker, invited speaker, oral paper presentation, poster presentation, exhibition booth, and many attendees worldwide. Okay, and we also have technical workshop. So every other year when we don't have the conference, we do technical workshop in Penang and Putrajaya, which is a one-day event with two leading edge topics. So it's all about advanced semiconductor packaging topics. And we also have BESA, uh, which is Best Engineering Student Award, open to selected university. The award is 3,000 per winner. We also have newsletter quarterly and technical sharing. We have webinars. Recently, we joined force with to have a very good webinar. So we also join force with many universities. So if MMU would like
Mm-hmm.
to have a joint force webinar, we can invite
Okay.
our IEEE EPS Malaysia, some speaker and also university speaker. We can join force to give a talk on certain topic. Yeah. So one
Okay.
can be from industry perspective, and
Mm-hmm.
then the university can give from academic perspective. So basically, we like our electronics packaging, all our knowledge we share about traditional assembly processes, what is driving the industry today, the
Mhm.
heterogeneous integration, all this advanced packaging. So these are all the topics that we included in webinar and in the conferences. Yeah. So basically, we would like to encourage students to join
Mhm.
as a student member for in this IEEE EPS Malaysia.
Okay. Yeah. So for
Yeah.
students who want to join, you can also go to the URL for the IEEE EPS Malaysia. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so for all this our viewers today, I hope you are convinced, yeah, on to see how after listening to Dr. Yu from the industry, yes, from the semiconductor industry, we can see that there are so many opportunities for engineers, for electronic engineers, yeah, from the design, the development, the testing, even hardware engineer, software engineer, yeah, especially in the field of autonomous uh, car, yeah, self-driving cars, like Dr. Yu say, will be something in the future, in the next 10 years, right? 10 to 20 years, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, for autonomous driving. Okay, so I think we will end our webinar here today. But before that, for all our viewers, please fill in the attendance form in the chat box. Yeah, so you can go to the chat box and see the attendance form to get your e-certificate. Yeah, so please fill in the attendance form in the link. There is a link given at the chat box for your e-certificate. Okay, so I think that's all for our webinar today. Thank you again so much, Dr. Yu, for the
Most
very
welcome.
interesting, yes, for the very interesting webinar on this autonomous car. Okay.
All right. All the
Thank,
best to all the
the best.
students. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.